Don't Sports Talk worldwide with some news from the world of tennis. So y'all check this out. Well, everybody, the first Grand Slam of the year is approaching fast. January 15th starts the Australian Open. And, on the women's side, we should be pretty happy. We have the comebacks coming from the women. And the main draw will be Serena Williams' comeback. But like I've told you guys before, Azarenka will be there again. Kvitova is back. And then you had all of the main players vying for that number one position because it's going to be up for grabs and it's going to be a close race for that number one position against the Svitovas over the Svitolina, Muguruza, Wozniacki, even Venus Williams was up close to that number one position last year towards the end of the season. So that will probably save this Australian Open. But on the men's side, we're having a problem, right? And I have bad news right now because we knew that everybody had some of our top four were ailing, and we were hoping that they'll be able to play. But we've got news that I forget where he's ranked. He's ranked number 3 or 4 right now. I think he's ranked number 3. Andy Murray, right? Andy Murray, one of the top 4, will not be making it there. His hip is acting up on him, so he won't be making it. So that's already one bad news, right? Let's hope that he gets well soon. The man's 30. Hips are starting to mess up. When you get 30, things start happening. That is what it is. So that's not good news. Seeing as though we do know that we have big question marks when it comes to Novak Djokovic and world number 1, Rafael Nadal. I was talking about that. So let's see if they can at least make it, but it's definitely a question mark. Now, another bad news is, especially when you're talking about hard courts, it's Kaya Nishikori. He won't be there. His wrist is acting up on him. Now, like I said, when you're talking hard courts, I got Nishikori in the top 6. We'll put the top 4 on top regardless. But then you're talking about hard courts, my main man, Juan Del Potro, I'll have him like at 5. And Nishikori at 6. We're talking hard court play. So we're missing 2 juggernauts on the hard court with Nishikori and Murray already. Now, I know people are like, well, 6, man. What about Dominic Thiem? Okay, he can have a run, right? But consistently hard courts, I would go with Nishikori. What about who's another guy they might say? What about him? Dimitrov, right? Gregor, bad boy. Some of the best trick shots in the business. And he just won the Masters. Good form. It's about time. I think he's about 26, 27. It's about time now. We've been thinking he was going to be, the wonderkind. He was going to be doing his thing. He's had some good results, but it's time to make that next step if you're going to ever make it. He is definitely somebody formidable and somebody, this might make this move right here. But I would still put him outside of that first 6 when you're talking hard courts. But he's up there. So, Nishikori is someone also to be missed when we're talking the hard court season. If it's a French Open, I wouldn't even mention it so much. But here in the Australian Open, that's a problem. So let's just hope that, first of all, everybody get well soon. Nishikori and definitely Andy Murray, you get well soon. But let's just hope that we get some good news from those other heavyweights, Rafael Nadal and Novak Djokovic. If not, we're going to have a decimated men's side of this Australian Open, and we don't want to see that at the beginning of the year. But it brings us to the point of, hey, give these boys some kind of way, a longer off season, a little bit less tournaments. They don't have it. Maybe we have to move these Grand Slams a little bit later. I don't know how long the Australian summer goes, but maybe move that baby to February. Give them a little shot. Move that French Open maybe up to the beginning of May. And then, that we got a little time between the French Open and Wimbledon. Things like that. Maybe you have to do that. Now, sports that got this tradition going on don't like to change things. So it might take a minute. But those are just suggestions because we got way too many injuries, especially to the top guys who are already trying to play less tournaments. But they still are getting injured because the top guys, everybody's over 30, all 4 of them. So let's see what happens going forward. Bad news, Andy Murray will not be at the Australian Open and will be joined on the sidelines by Kaya Nishikori, who is a problem on hard courts. So we're missing that. I want to say damn. I'm saying darn it. All right? Double Sports Talk. worldwide. And I'm about to here, y'all.